everyone, it's me Leonie and welcome to another video. Today I am here with a top 5 Wednesday, something I haven't done in a really long time. So I figured I would hop on the train again. Top 5 Wednesday was created by Lainey over at Ginger Reads Lainey, and I will link her channel as well as the Goodreads group down below. This week's topic is a top 5 disappointing eye candy, which I thought was a very interesting topic because I will admit it, I do tend to read a book when I think the cover is really pretty. It's just a thing, I'm not gonna deny it. I do that. I'm guilty, yeah. And sometimes it happens when you just really love a cover, but the story itself, kind of disappointing. So I have put together my top 5 books of disappointing eye candy. Disclaimer, I realized that there are quite some popular books on this list, so there's quite the chance that I'm going to mention a book that you really liked. If so, I'm sorry, but then we just don't have the same opinions on that book, and that's totally fine. I'm not in any way trying to bash any of these books, just giving you my honest opinion. I put these books in order of how much I like the cover. Coming in at number 5 is Alice in Murderland by Kaori Yuki. I paid a lot of money for this tiny little manga. Bought it on a whim because I really liked the art on the cover, I really liked the art inside, and it was called Alice in Murderland, and I was kind of like, Alice in Murderland? That's gotta be good. So yeah. All in all, I had quite high expectations. I mentioned in my wrap-up that I didn't really know how I felt about this book after reading it, but now that I've given it some thought, I know that I'm kind of disappointed by it. I think the problem I had with this story is that it was disturbing for the sake of being disturbing. And now I'm the kind of person who does enjoy a little bit of creepy, gory, disturbing things once in a while, but it has to fit the story. It has to have a purpose in the story, and it has to fit the atmosphere of the book, and this book just felt like it was disturbing just to be in your face, just to shock the reader. I just don't enjoy that. Coming in at number 4 is Fallen by Lauren Kate. First off, let's just look at this cover. It's beautiful, it's dark, gothic, atmospheric. When I started reading this book, I was so excited. The premise of the book is so cool. The setting and the way everything is described is so creepy and atmospheric, and I really like that. But then all the goodness of the plot and the premise was shoved aside to focus on this very dramatic love story that I just didn't enjoy. I don't like it when there's a great premise and then we only focus on the romance. Coming in at number 3 is a controversial one, and that is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Don't get me wrong, I like the Throne of Glass series. I was just disappointed by the first book. First things first, I love the Throne of Glass covers. Normally I hate it when there's people on covers, but this is just like, I can't accept that. You can stay. So why exactly did I buy this book? 1, there was a lot of hype. 2, wonderful cover. 3, there was a lot of hype. 4, it only cost me $3. And 5, there was a lot of hype. And I think one of the reasons I was disappointed by this book is because my expectations were sky high. Like, I've never had such high expectations for a book ever. And the hype really got to me. I went into this book very excited for the tournament and the trials, and I was imagining something like the Triwizard Tournament. Didn't get that. Just like with Fallen, we had a great premise, and then it was kind of just put in the background so we could focus more on drama and romance. And again, I know some people like that. I'm just always very disappointed by that. Luckily, the next books in the series did not make that mistake, and it turned out to be a really awesome series anyway. Coming in at number 2 is Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater, especially the paperback edition. So beautiful. Let me just immediately say that I never finished this book, so maybe it would have gotten a lot better, but I remember getting it from the library, reading it, then being like, oh, I need to return this to the library. And then I was like, okay, bye book. And then I never read it again. Again, great premise with werewolves and everything, but then all the focus was put on the romance, and I was again very disappointed by that. I know that Maggie Stiefvater's writing style was a redeeming factor for a lot of people, but I read a translated version, so I also completely missed out on that. And now, coming in at number 1, I'm gonna have to give you a little bit of a story with this one. So, a few years ago, when me and my friend were still really into like the dystopian books, I did not know about BookTube yet. We got all our books from Goodreads, check if it's still survivable and it's going to be like a survival story. And we were like completely fangirling, like, oh my god, that's so cool, we need to have that, but we didn't know when it would come out. We didn't know anything about it. The only thing we knew was that we needed to have that book because it sounded so cool. This was the cover that Goodreads showed us. Yeah. We weren't really excited about the cover, but the premise of the story was so cool that we needed to have it. But again, we didn't know where to get it. We didn't know about Book Depository. We didn't know anything. We were still young readers and unexperienced in the buying of books. So then, a few months later, I was just casually walking into a bookstore, and I see this book, just like standing here on display, and it says The 100 by Cass Morgan, and I'm like, that's not the cover I saw on Goodreads. Not at all. It was this. And then I opened it, and the inside, just, oh my gosh. It was so beautiful. And of course, I was super excited that I found this book somewhere. Needless to say, I immediately bought it. I got home, texted my friend a picture of this book. Look what I got. And we were like so excited. Then I started reading it. I was like, where's the survival part? Did I miss something? Again, the same theme recurring, just like the other books I mentioned. Amazing premise. But then the whole surviving part was just kind of shoved aside, and all the focus was laid on the drama between these people and relationships and all that stuff, and had nothing to do with the fact that they were trying to survive on Earth. I heard that the show is a lot better, and that was my top 5 most disappointing eye candy. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know a very beautiful book that you were also a little bit disappointed by, and I will see you in another video. Goodbye!